Hey, it's me, the Big Bad Wolf, redoing another one of my old record review videos, again with my updated look and my newer equipment compared to the original video from 4 years ago. On Cartoon Research yesterday, one of the authors, Greg Ebar, co-author of this excellent book here, Mouse Tracks, the story of Walt Disney Records, posted a neat article about my Oscar-winning cartoon, Three Little Pigs, being adapted on record. A link is provided in the video description, since annotations can't be used anymore here. So, as a tie-in to that, I'm reviewing this. Yep, the 1978 edition of Disney's Three Little Pigs read-along book and audio set. Once again released without my consultation. You see, the previous year, Disney began re-releasing some of their older book and record sets as part of their Walt Disney Storyteller series of read-alongs. They also began offering many of them on compact cassette as well. Well, this copy I have is on vinyl. Now, before you ask, Big Bad Wolf, is that the only reason you still have a record player? Well, let me tell you, I still like listening to music on vinyl. Including stuff like this. See? Anyways, like they say, don't judge a book by its cover. I may look like myself on the cover of this book here, but in case you didn't know, the actual book illustrations were again recycled from that 1940s Little Golden book adaptation. Like the 1965 read-along edition did. Complete with the hideous-looking, black-furred, fox-like version of me. According to the back, with these later releases, each book and record combination is a fun-filled experience in music and dialogue and story venture, featuring word-for-word story narration, dramatic character dialogue, authentic sound effects, musical backgrounds, and favorite songs to sing. And they still have the famous see the pictures, hear the story, read the book tagline too. So that means this isn't like the earlier releases with the sole narrator reading the story on one side. This version has the whole story spread out on both sides of the disc. Also incorporating the song into the story, very much like the original cartoon did. But they once again use that strange 1958 re-recording of the song. Just like the 1965 read-along did, along with this 1961 LP album that Sterling Holloway narrated. Yeah, with the different pig voices, and making me sound like a real menace instead of the lovable comical toon villain I am. Also note that on the back, they have my friend Robin Hood there. Star of the popular YouTube poop on his channel, Disney Buys Out Hanna-Barbera. But the record is still worth a listen to, though. Let me put it on. Yeah, they put the 3 pigs on the label of the disc as well.
This is the story of the 3 little pigs. You can read along with me in your book. You will know it is time to turn the page when you hear the chimes ring like this.
Yep, the classic chime sound.
Let's begin now.
Well, here we go.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs.
And that's the late Linda Gary narrating it. You might remember her from like the Follow the Reader game.
Fiddler Pig and Practical Pig.
At least they're named in this version.
Did not like to work at all, so he built himself a quick and easy house of straw.
See, it's the exact same recording, just with the narration added.
Viper Pig then danced off down the road to see how his brothers were getting along. He found Fiddler Pig building himself a house too. Fiddler Pig didn't like to work any more than his brother, so he was building a quick and easy house of sticks.
I built my house of sticks. I built my house of twigs. With a hay and little I play on the fiddle and I dance all kinds of jigs.
If they were going to redo this read-along, it could have at least used the original cartoon soundtrack or something, like the Fisher-Price story tape did.
Now Fiddler Pig was free to do what he liked, play his fiddle and dance. So while Viper Pig tooted his flute,
I don't think they're really named in the originals. Not until like the Practical Pig sequel and the comics.
See how their brother was getting along.
Ugh, here it's that illustration again.
Practical Pig was building a house too, but he was a smart little pig who didn't mind
a
hard
sober
work.
pig in the original.
So he was building his house with bricks. Practical Pig wanted a stout, strong house, for he knew that the big bad wolf
Me,
lived in
not
the woods
that.
nearby, and little pigs were the wolf's favorite meal. So Practical Pig kept busy smoothing mortar and laying bricks.
I built my house of snow. I built my house of
Ugh, sissy girl voice again.
and fences, work and play don't miss.
When the 2 lazy pigs saw their hard-working brother, they laughed and laughed.
We can work while we are gay.
Not that kind of gay.
Live long day. He don't take no time to play. Time to play. Time to play. All he does
Yeah.
is all day. Ha 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 ha.
Practical Pig looked up from his work.
You can play and laugh and fiddle. Don't think you can make me sore. I'll be safe and you'll be sorry when the wolf comes to your door.
But the 2 silly pigs didn't think there was any danger.
They'd also think there isn't any danger if they took a stroll on the railroad tracks.
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? I'll punch him in the nose. I'll tie him in a knot. I'll kick him in the chin. I'll turn him out his spots.
Nah, in the original they made machine gun noises like... I can't do it as well as they did. Here's where things get worse, folks.
The 2 little pigs tooted and fiddled their way back to their flimsy little houses. Just as Viper Pig reached his door, out of the woods popped the big bad wolf.
Yikes! That's not how I growl!
Slammed the door. The big bad wolf called to Viper Pig.
Open the door and let me in your house of straw.
And you know that's not how I really sound.
And the wolf took a deep breath and blew the little straw house all to pieces.
But we don't see it, we just hear the crash.
When Viper Pig opened his eyes and saw that there was nothing left between him and the big bad wolf, he took off like a shot. Away he raced to his brother's house of sticks with a big bad wolf close behind.
Yeah, the voice actor for Wolf was done by Jimmy McDonald, Disney's famous sound effect artist and such.
Versus, he's safe inside his brother's house of sticks.
It doesn't tell you to turn the record over to the other side, like rival companies' book and record sets do. But before I do so, you can see what I mean about that menacing wolf voice, combined with these freakish illustrations scaring the crap out of kids. You should have just called me in to help Disneyland Records with these releases. Then maybe this nightmare wouldn't have happened. And then they reissued this on cassette only in 1991 with new cover artwork where the pigs look like themselves in the front. But it still used those same interior illustrations and it was pretty dated by then. Anyways, let me put on the other side of the record and we can continue. Oh, I better turn the page too.
This time, the big bad wolf decided to trick the little pigs. So he said in a loud voice, and he hid behind a big tree. Soon the door opened, and the two little pigs peeked out. There was no wolf in sight.
He's gone!
They said it more softly in the original.
Fifer Pig and Fiddler Pig laughed and went back inside. They were sure they were safe now, so they
That's what they think.
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?
Then right in the middle of all their fun, there was a knock at the door.
Who's there?
Nervously, the two little pigs peeked through a crack in the door. Outside, there was something in a big basket. It was the big bad wolf again. He had covered himself with a sheepskin and was curled up in the basket, pretending to be a little lost lamb.
I'm a poor little sheep with no
Oh, that's cute. Shut up, Daffy.
let me in.
Yeah, next time I wear a sheep disguise like that, I'm gonna do the bah sounds when I do it.
Not by the hair of your kitty chin chin. You can't fool us with your old sheepskin.
This made the big bad wolf very angry. The two little pigs watched him throw off the sheepskin and kick the basket aside.
That's what I did in the original. Alright.
The big bad wolf came to the front door and growled.
And I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in.
He took a deep breath and blew the little stick house all to pieces.
It didn't go flying when the house was blown down.
Practical Pig's house of bricks.
Stop, you little pig. I'll get you anyway.
I guess Jimmy McDonald should have voiced the wolf in Peter and the Wolf, the way he could sound like a menace there.
They're both safe in their brother's house of bricks.
Practical Pig scolded his brothers.
See, I told you what would happen when that big wolf came around. Only bricks and stones are wolf-proof. Now at last you're safe and sound. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?
2 bits.
Open the door and let
No tune can resist the old shaving the haircut bit. That's what Judge Doom says. Ugh. Look at my sneer.
puff, and I'll blow your house in.
The wolf took a deep breath and blew as hard as he could. He blew till he was blue in the face.
And that my pants fell off,
He
too.
was as strong and as safe as ever.
Well, if I can't blow the house in, I'll go up on the roof and come down the chimney. And I'll catch the 3 little pigs.
But Practical Pig heard the wolf on the roof.
Hurry! Light a fire under the kettle in the fireplace.
The big
And they filled it with
bad wolf
turpentine,
didn't know
too.
He was right above a kettle of boiling water.
Now I'll slide down the chimney.
The wolf sprang straight up the chimney, toppled off the roof, and scrambled away into the woods.
And I don't yowl like that. And I was naked by that point in the original
Shouted the three
too.
little pigs. They were so happy they danced and sang.
Who's afraid of the big tadpole? The big tadpole, the big tadpole. Who's afraid of the big tadpole? La 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 la. Who's afraid of the big tadpole? The big tadpole, the big tadpole. Who's afraid of the big tadpole? La 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 la.
Finally, the record is over. But you see what I mean? Some of the other book and audio re-releases got new illustrations, but I guess Walt Disney Productions was cheap here. And they were also cheap when they did the reissues of these in 1991. You know, when... let's see. At least they made the narration more faithful to the original cartoon, even if they cut out the Jewish peddler disguise scene, like most adaptations of my film do. But besides that, stay tuned to this account for some more interesting read-along reviews planned this month. And also check out the link I posted to Cartoon Research.